What's up, y'all? I'm Jordy, and today I'm going to be playing a kind of unhinged team. We've got choice-banded Koraidon, which can do absurd damage. We've got a Lunala with multiple support moves in Tailwind and Wideguard, but also the offensive Meteor Beam Power Herb combo. And we've got Brute Bonnet. Brute Bonnet is actually a pretty decent mon in the sun. This one's spec to get the defense boost in the sun, and it can take some insane hits. You will see this thing take an insane hit at one point. But it's got Spore and Rage Powder and Sucker Punch and Seed Bomb. It's kind of like an Moongeist that can do a little bit of damage. And then the other, we got Fluttermane and Chi-Yu, you know all about them. But the other interesting mon I want to talk about is Quick Clawed Ditto. I think Ditto is probably better served with a Focus Sash or a Choice Scarf, but since Focus Sash is already used, you might as well go Quick Claw. It gives you a 20% chance to move before anything. And if you copy something, you have its same speed, so you already have a 50% chance of being faster. So this boosts it to like a 60% chance of going first. It's just absolutely unhinged, and with everyone running 2 restricteds, Ditto can just become one of them and go absolutely crazy, though its HP is significantly lower than a lot of these restricteds. So I hope you're excited for this team. I sure am. It's gonna be fun and silly and hopefully fun. Let's get into it. Alright, we get Koraidon and Duskmane Necrozma. That's cool. They got Raging Bolt, they got Valiant, Incineroar, and Whimsicott. Okay. That's pretty cool. That's so cool. Alright, Koraidon seems pretty good. It can hit pretty much anything. The fear would be getting faked out. If they're gonna set up with Coaching Valiant is what my guess is there. Ditto could be great into that. Do I want Brute Bonnet? We're gonna get the defense boost in the sun, and being able to spore stuff would be nice. I don't hate Covert Cloak Chi-Yu either. Chi-Yu can do a ton of damage to a lot of their team. I think I'm going to lead with Koraidon. No, I'm going to lead with double Ghosts. Yeah, if I lead double Ghosts, I can't get faked out. And isn't it Koraidon Ditto? Koraidon is definitely not bad. If I put it in the back, then I don't have to worry about Intimidate right away. Just get some speed control, bring in Ditto. Brute Bonnet seems good too, though. But there's no way I'm going to drop... All of my mons seem great here. I want to bring them all. We'll see. We'll see. It really depends on what they're doing. I'm really worried about them putting up, like... Oh yeah, they're definitely going to bring Necrozma. That's such a cool trainer card. I'm worried about them getting coaching boosts and then putting up Trick Room and then causing a big problem. Alright, they're going Incin next to it, which is exactly what I expected. I don't hate to see that. It means I can just start wailing on that guy if I wanted. I think what I'll do is I'll throw a Thunder Wave on it and just Meteor Beam the Incineroar. Try to get rid of Incineroar. They might try to Tera defensively, worried about a Moongeist Beam, so I don't want to go right after the Necrozma right now. They definitely could be setting up Trick Room, in which case the Thunder Wave will make them faster, but they're going to be faster than all of my team anyway under Trick Room, at least with the mons I chose to bring, so I'm not too worried about that. And Ditto with the Quick Claw, I might be able to copy it and become it later on. I imagine they're probably rocking a Clear Amulet on Necrozma. So while I could bring in Ditto to become Incineroar, okay, they're Water Tera. That's good to know. So swapping Ditto to become Incineroar probably wouldn't do that much, but if I get it to miss a couple moves throughout the course of this battle, that could be big. Since that thing plans on sticking around a long time, it looks like. Based on the way their team is set up. Alright, let's get rid of this Incin real quick. Pop this Meteor Beam. +1 special attack. Your cat is gone. Love it. Alright. Now, full para? Too early to ask for that, right? Yeah, they're just gonna put Trick Room up. That's fine. I guess I don't have Protect on Lunala, which could be bothersome. But who do they bring in next? Because if they brought Koraidon with them, that's going to be faster than my Lunala anyway. And I don't think there's anything Necrozma gets that's going to one-shot a Lunala. Raging Bolt. Okay, they could definitely double in then. They're probably not going to double into Fluttermane. They would possibly double Lunala. Maybe I let them. I think I want to get a Moonblast into Raging Bolt, use my Sash since I have it. And then I don't really want... to use Tera here, do I? No. I think I'll just try to Moongeist Beam Necrozma if they... Oh, they're full paralyzed, yeah. So there's no way they're going to be able to knock out my Lunala then. They did Snarl, so Wide Guard was an option. But Lunala being back down to neutral, that's okay. Here, have a Moongeist Beam. Only at neutral now, so it's not going to do a ton. But damage is damage. And I'm going to get some damage on the Bolt. Love it. That feels like Assault Vest. We're at -1. Ooh, but they're at -1 now as well. Beautiful. Alright, now I think I want to... What do I think they do? I think they probably Snarl again and try to do something with Necrozma. Maybe into my Fluttermane. Do I want a Raging Bolt? That seems nice. But the Raging Bolt is at -1. I think my best bet is to protect Fluttermane and get myself a Necrozma. Yeah, we'll be weak to Snarl, but they're at -1. That's not going to do too much damage. And if they're going to throw a Steel or Psychic move, our Ditto will resist that. If they have like Crunch or something, I guess that would hurt. But I anticipate they might just Snarl and try to take out Flutter here, which is why I'm protecting Flutter. Nope, Sunsteel Strike straight into Lunala. Okay. Ditto, you can take this, right? Yeah, that's not so bad. Ooh, but they double in with Thunderbolt. And they crit! Oh, big crit. Yikes. Goodbye, Ditto. Well, that's no good. That's really no good. I don't have Protect on anything. Alright, Koraidon. They'll throw a Psychic move or a Dragon move at Koraidon. And Sunsteel Strike the Fluttermane, I guess. Special attack is still their highest stat, even after one drop. That's interesting. 2 turns of Trick Room remain. I think I'm going to get Fluttermane out of here into Lunala. Defensively, Tera Koraidon. Let's see, Collision Course would be 150. Wild Charge would be 180 minus the 25% from their ability. So honestly, Collision Course does the most to Necrozma, but I don't think that's going to get a KO. I guess we are Choice Band. I should believe in it. I should believe in Koraidon here. Ditto getting knocked out by that crit Thunderbolt. That crit Thunderbolt was definitely necessary because Ditto was not a water type. Ditto when it copies a Terramon, it gets their base typing. So I was a Steel Psychic type. I don't think -1 Thunderbolt was going to do it. Especially when they seem to be Assault Vest. And the sun wasn't out yet to boost them. Full para on... I knew that Thunder Wave would come in handy. I knew it. Alright, it's a Dragon move into Koraidon. We can take that. Yeah, no problem. Here, have a Collision Course. Choice Band. In the sun. Boom. Boom. Let's go. Get out of here. Alright. and you used your Tera, and I preserved my Flutter Mane. So if you have Koraidon left, yeah, perfect. Don't even care. Don't even care about that. I do wonder who's the slower Koraidon, though. We're pretty fast, but not max. It could go either way. I love the way Ditto is trained. That's the right way to train Ditto. Last turn of Trick Room. The thing I'm most worried about is Raging Bolt. I'm gonna just Moongeist Beam and Collision Course the Raging Bolt. Yeah, you can Snarl, that's fine. If I get the Collision Course off, I'm so good. If not, it gets a little bit awkward. Yeah, because that does nothing. Okay, we get the Collision Course. We are the slower Koraidon. And I kind of wanted to Tailwind, but I couldn't Tailwind there because the Tailwind would go before their Koraidon, making sure ours is faster, which would suck. Yeah, they take out our Koraidon, but we've got Flutter Mane. So unless you are max speed Scarf, you can't do it. And then even if you are Scarf, you just Scarfed into close combat, so. I guess you can, oh, your Life Orb? Okay. Twisted Dimensions return. You could wait for the sun to run out and then go for a speed tie if you are max speed, which is possible considering ours was slower. But how many turns of sun? 3 turns? Yeah, that's very unlikely. So I'll just throw Moongeist Beam and Moonblast. Moonblast will do it. Yeah, battle's canceled. Good game. That was a fun one. There's a lot of stuff going on there. Love your trainer card, love your team, love everything. Alright, we've got a Ho-Oh Terapagos team. Incin, Urshifu, Rillaboom, and Toxapex. Toxapex is a cool tech. Otherwise, not a very unusual team. Koraidon can eat Terapagos for breakfast, but Ho-Oh does well into it. So that's a fun situation. We have Snarl and Covert Cloak to get around the fake outs, which could be nice. And the Chi-Yu is Tera Dragon. That's actually pretty interesting. I assume they bring Incin. Meteor Beam is something that can immediately threaten the Ho-Oh, and we're immune to fake out. So I think Lunala is a great lead. I want to put it with... I could take speed control with Flutter, but not against Scarf Urshifu. I think I could also go with Chi-Yu. It'll power me up. I can Snarl Terapagos down if I want to, and the Covert Cloak being a surprise could be really strong. I don't love Brute Bonnet here. I think Ditto could be the play. Ditto becoming their Urshifu or their Terapagos could be really solid. I don't think I would want to become their Rillaboom or Toxapex. And being a Ho-Oh is alright, I guess. Nothing amazing, but if I can throw some burns around, that could definitely help. Ooh, Shiny Ho-Oh. Cool trainer card. Shiny fire types are lit. Ho-Oh Incin. Okay. Not crazy. Kind of exactly what I wanted to see, honestly. I want to Meteor Beam that Ho-Oh so hard. And then... I don't know how much value Chi-Yu is really going to provide here. Do I want to reposition? Become their Ho-Oh, maybe? That could be cool. Yeah, I'll Meteor Beam their Ho-Oh, while also taking it for myself. Yeah, since Chi-Yu's faster than Ho-Oh, even if they're swapping out, I can get the Ho-Oh here. Having a Ho-Oh and seeing what their Ho-Oh has could be a lot of value. They protect their Ho-Oh. Okay. Not falling for that, I guess. Probably a knockoff then into Lunala, which shouldn't do too much with our Shadow Shield. and our held item being gone. A parting shot to reposition would be annoying. Just knock off. Okay. Less than half, but the next one will KO if they go for it again. I'm just gonna click Moongeist Beam to see what these moves are. They have Tailwind on their Ho-Oh. Cool. Do I want to Tera Grass my Lunala in front of a Ho-Oh? I don't hate the Tera Grass. It might be the best use of Tera. So I will. I'll Tera Grass just to live the knockoff, and then I'll go for Moongeist and Brave Bird into their Ho-Oh. We get the Quick Claw! Alright, we got the faster Ho-Oh. And they're leaving their Ho-Oh in. So if our Lunala is faster than their Ho-Oh, this double up with a +1 Moongeist and a Brave Bird might just do it, which would be awesome. But our Ho-Oh is going to go first. Boom. Big damage. Then hopefully our Lunala next. Yes! Very nice. Obliterated. Get out of here, Ho-Oh. And then presumably knock off, which we live, right? No, they're going to parting shot out our Ditto. Okay. That's okay. Then you can bring Ensign back in and intimidate it again. That makes sense. Expecting maybe a Protect or a Tera from Lunala. I would love to get a Tailwind up. And I can do that with either of these Mons. Tortuguita! Oh, hello, Terapagos. You're adorable. But Lunala can't really hit you. But I can Wide Guard. And here comes Incineroar again. Alright, I would love to get a Tailwind up. And probably get Ditto out of here. So I'm going to go Tailwind. And I'm going to go with Chi-Yu. I could see a knockoff coming into this slot. And I could see... I mean, Terapagos might just go for it here, but I think they want to Calm Mind. And I especially want to preserve Koraidon's HP as much as possible, because I intend to hit a Collision Course into that Terapagos later, after I've broken the shell. And Chi-Yu can Snarl to break the shell, and should be fine. I guess if they just go fake out Lunala, Tera, and Tera Starstorm, they could prevent us from getting our Tailwind up. I don't know if that's too big of a deal. They're not particularly fast with the Mons they have right now. Fake out. Oh, good. The Chi-Yu catches the fake out on the spot, and we get our Tailwind up. Love to see it. Alright, and then I think Terapagos, the way it works is I can't copy it when it's in the Terad form. But I think I can copy it now, is I think how it works. So my options right now are charge up a Meteor Beam into Ensign, or I can just bring in Ditto now. I think I want to see how it works. I'm going to just bring Ditto in hard and Snarl, because I'll have the +1/+1, but I'll be in the shell form. I think that's how that works. I haven't taken damage yet. But I can't Terastalize, and I don't think I can copy them when they're in their Terran form. Alright, they're going to Protect. Probably going to Parting Shot out, if I had to guess. Incineroar dodges the Snarl, that doesn't really matter. Parting Shot, the Chi-Yu, okay. You still don't know that I'm Covert Cloak on Chi-Yu, so you could go into a Fake Out Mon. Urshisan. That's an Urshifu. A Dark Urshifu. Okay. I want to send a Starstorm toward the Dark Urshifu. I think getting some damage on that would be awesome. And then our Chi-Yu. Are we faster than Urshifu? Not necessarily. They could be jolly. So, Starstorm over there. And run away to Lunala. Lunala is probably the most expendable at this point. They've got two dark types and a normal type, and Moongeist Beam is basically all we got. I did have Tailwind up, so I could have attacked with Chi-Yu, but okay, they're going for the Starstorm now. That's what it looks like at least. The Urshifu should be faster than the Terapagos though. But they're just going to detect. Okay, that's fine. That makes sense. But now that they popped that Tera, Koraidon can come in and be a big threat. And our Tera Shell will protect us from any big damage here. +1 Tera Starstorm. That probably picks off Lunala now that it's super effective. Yeah, definitely. But our Ditto doesn't care too much. Do I bring in Chi-Yu right now and double into this Urshifu, or do I just... Let's see, if I click Collision Course, they protect and take out Terapagos. I guess I could be in trouble. Since they're detect, they're probably Sash. If I double Urshifu next turn, they can fake out my Koraidon. I'm doubling Urshifu. I think they're definitely protecting the turtle. There's no way they don't. Yeah, you gotta protect the turtle and close combat with Urshifu. Letting Incineroar in is okay in my mind. It's not the worst thing in the world. I can then always, if I get the call right, so I can just swap out Koraidon there. We get the Quick Claw with Ditto. That's fun. They did not protect Terapagos. Does this one-shot? No, they are Sash. Okay. They're Sash, but they made the play to attack. Which, good play. But you're not going to get a KO at only +1. I think even Ditto can handle that. Starstorm, maybe they're hoping this 2 shots Koraidon, they get a fake out. Yeah, it will, 2 shots Koraidon. And our Tailwind is gone, so the Terapagos is now speed tie. But I absolutely swap in Chi-Yu for Koraidon, just to get my attack back and not get faked out here. And the question is whether I protect Terapagos. I think I do. I don't really get much from attacking here this turn. So I'll just protect and swap in Chi-Yu. Because I guess there's a Chi-Yu's not going to go down, though. So if just Terapagos went down, I could take the speed tie, try to get some damage on their Incin. It's not like I'm going to hard swap Koraidon back in. I guess I could still lose this. Because I need to get a collision course into Terapagos and a collision course into Incin. And they'll have multiple opportunities to hit me with Incin. Potentially. But this turn, nobody faints. Chi-Yu gets to do some stuff. Oh, they faked out the Terapagos. Interesting. Their Terapagos has +1 special defense. I don't think a Snarl saves anybody. So I'm just going to Earth Power the Ensign and overheat it. I guess there's a chance that double up takes Ensign, which could be nice if we win the speed tie. Nah, we lose the speed tie. Okay, so it's all gonna come down to Koraidon anyway. Any value in protecting Chi-Yu there? Not really. Yeah, if they have knockoff as basically their only move, they protect Terapagos and... Okay, it's a 50-50. They either protect Terapagos and hit me with knockoff, or they attack with both. I'm committing to Collision Course into Terapagos because I think I might still win if they protect Terapagos. But if they don't protect Terapagos and just attack, I have to Collision Course into it. Then the question is knockoff into knockoff into knockoff enough to take out Koraidon? Because they'll get the first knockoff to take off my choice band. Oh, is Sun gonna end? I wonder if I'm still strong enough to take out Terapagos without the choice band and without the Sun. Alright, we're down to 78 HP. 2 more knockoffs shouldn't do it. And we still have Sun for 1 more turn. So yeah, I think we're good. Collision Course just needs to KO, which probably does? I guess there's a chance they live this, which would be crazy. Oh my goodness, they live it. That is insane. Alright, so if I had taken out Ensign the previous turn, I would have won. That's crazy. That's crazy. You're telling me I needed to click Heatwave or Snarl with Chi-Yu to get some chip on that thing. Wow. Good game. That came down right to the wire. Oh, GG. Alright, we got Koraidon Zacian with Rillaboom. They got Walking Wake, Chien-Pao, and Fluttermane. That's a cool team right there. That is a cool team. Alright, Chien-Pao very fast. Fluttermane very fast. Walking Wake in Sun very fast. Very, very fast team. Very, very, very fast. Maybe I want to get Tailwind up. Yeah, I wouldn't hate getting Tailwind up. Probably gonna just go with Lunala. My defensive Tera is Poison? Poison could work. They don't seem to have much for Spore, so I think Brute Bonnet's pretty solid. Bonnet, Lunala, just get the Tailwind up, Meteor Beam something, Moongeist Beam until we go down. With Tailwind up, Koraidon can just blast through anything it wants. Nothing there lives a hit if I click the right button. That's not necessarily true, but one of those Chien-Pao or Fluttermane is Sash, but not the other. Do I want Ditto? Because Ditto can get +2 against Zacian, and this gives me 2 Koraidons. Chi-Yu. I like Chi-Yu. Fire offense is nice. But I don't love it. Fluttermane's it. Chi-Yu or Ditto? I'm gonna go with Ditto because Ditto is cooler, but Chi-Yu might be the right call here. I don't know if it's Ditto. No trainer card though, so I take back what I said. Maybe your team isn't that cool. Cool glasses, I guess. Walking Wake Koraidon. Ooh, just dragons. Right out the gate, we're playing with dinosaurs. 3 dinosaurs in the moon. Sun's up. Walking Wake's Protosynthesis is special attack. Brute Bonnet triggers its defense. I expected speed on that thing. And then Koraidon, of course, gets its attack boost. That's how that always works. I'm going to Tailwind. You could double Lunala. Could just Rage Powder and get my Tailwind. I think that's for the best. Tailwind. question is whether I feel like using my Tera here. I think Koraidon wants it a lot more. So I'm not going to. I'm going to Tailwind. I'm not going to Tera. I'm going to Rage Powder. Good luck, I guess. Brute Bonnet, do you think you can take a Flare Blitz in the sun? They're not going to Tera. I wonder if they have Snarl on their Wake. If they're Special Attack Booster, I would guess no. Alright, here's a Flare Blitz. Boom. We live, though. We live that? Here's Rocky Helmet. Here's Recoil. You're at half health. And you do have Snarl. Okay. Brute Bonnet hangs on. That's insane. Life Orb Special Attack Booster. Wow. Okay. Alright, our Brute Bonnet is now a speed stat of 150. We're still slower than both of them. I think I'll throw a -1 Moongeist at Koraidon. Do I want both of these to go down is the question. I mean, I could bring in Ditto for the Koraidon now. Yeah, I think that's probably the play. Get my special attack back. Launch a Meteor Beam later. I'll just Sucker Punch the Walking Wake. That's not going to KO, but get a big chunk out of it will be nice. You're not going to Collision Course into Lunala. You probably Snarl again to pick off the Brute Bonnet. Koraidon swaps. That's interesting. Into Zacian. Alright, well I've got a Koraidon here threatening your Zacian, so that's cool. And Sucker Punch does very little to Walking Wake, actually. And there's Snarl, yeah. Alright. Thank you, Bonnet. You did your job. You lived a Flare Blitz into Snarl. That's crazy. Living the Snarl isn't crazy. Living the Flare Blitz from Koraidon is pretty crazy. Do I want to do double Koraidon? Yeah, I think that'd be funny. I don't know if this is the right play, but this is funny. Gotta love it. Yes, I did just take a picture of that. Drain Punch, Outrage, Collision Course, Flare Blitz. Are they choiced? Oh, they might be choice Scarf. I don't know what the Zacian's gonna click for Tera. But I think I just want to Collision Course their Walking Wake with the Ditto. That should knock that out. Defensive Tera my real Koraidon to avoid play rough. And I think I'll just lock into Collision Course on their Zacian, because I think they might defensive Tera here. They didn't Tera the Koraidon. Tera Water is pretty common on Zacian, so I don't want to just commit Flare Blitz. And even if I get it wrong and they just live. Okay, Wake Protect should be slower than Zacian, so it looks like Zacian's not going to protect. They would have let us Flare Blitz, which is insane. Does Banded Course get it? I don't think so. Yeah, it doesn't. And then you block one on Wake. If you don't take out Ditto, I could swap Ditto out and then back in to take... Oh, take out Ditto. Okay. You know what? That's fair. That's fine. Is that fine, though? It better be. Last turn of Tailwind is a little bit awkward. You did just protect Walking Wake. I think I want the special attack boost as well, so I'm going to Meteor Beam the Wake. And I'm locking into Collision Course, so I'll aim it at Zacian. Walking Wake hard swap is interesting. Into Fluttermane? Okay, I'm cool with hitting Fluttermane. I'm guessing you then protect Zacian, though. Special attack boosting Flutter. That's pretty crazy. Alright, yeah, we in trouble. We are definitely in trouble. Tailwind is running out and is not good. Special attack boosting Flutter Mane. Most likely Shadow Ball. I'm locked into collision course with Koraidon. Are you Sash? You might live this anyway. Yeah, you just live this anyway. Well, I have to try to get Tailwind back. No choice there. And I have to collision course, and so it has to be an Azacian. I'm not in a great position. They pivoted around and clicked the right buttons pretty well. Play rough into Koraidon is a weird choice. Alright, so we get the collision course, but if they take out Lunala, we lose anyway because we're locked into collision course. Yeah, they do. Okay, good game. So what was that? I was supposed to click Flare Blitz then into their Zacian, and they were gonna let me do it. Which is insane. 2 Koraidons on the field and you just stay a Steel type. That's absolutely unhinged. They still haven't Terra'd yet. There's a chance they Tera their Flutter Mane. which would be a throw, but I don't think we can win this. Shadow Ball should be a 2-shot. Their Koraidon should be faster than ours. I think their Scarf even. Ooh, that's critical hit. Yeah, okay. Good game. This was fun. Having all the Koraidons on the field was fun. Could I have played that better? Yeah, definitely. But they played it really well. Took the KOs when they needed. But they don't have a trainer card. Okay, this is a regulation, not exactly regulation H team, but because it has the Iron Hands, but it's not Reg I and it's not Reg G. But it's got some cool mons. Iron Hands, Grimmsnarl, Greninja, Trevenant, Charizard, and Haxorus. Those are just 6 super cool Pokemon, so I'm happy with this. I'll even bring in my Ditto, maybe. Yeah, maybe that's my plan. Bring in Koraidon, set the sun, bring in Ditto, sweep them with Charizard. That sounds fun. I'm gonna do that. Brute Bonnet seems okay here. Definitely. I think I'll just go with Koraidon right away. And possibly Brute Bonnet. Just some support so that Koraidon can start blasting. Then I'll start blasting with Ditto in the late game. And maybe... I don't know. I don't hate Lunala, but I don't love it either. They got double dark types. They've got Charizard and Haxorus can be faster. I don't have a psychic move, so I can't hit hands very hard. So maybe I drop Lunala and bring Chi-Yu? Or maybe Flutter Mane. Flutter Mane could be pretty good. Speed control, focus sash. I'll take it. Yeah, I'll bring that ghost instead of the Lunala. You don't always have to bring double restricted. And when your opponent has no restricteds, you really don't have to. But I'm gonna take this team seriously. I don't know what they got cooking, but they got some cool mons. And they got Grimmsnarl in their trainer card. Nice. Oh, are these just mons with cool shinies? Is that what? Oh. Oh no. Oh no. Bro got the Pokeven.coms. No. Why? Ugh. Not the Pokeven.coms. See, you wouldn't know this if you were in ranked. Alright, they're gonna get to fake out something with their Iron Hands. I imagine it's probably the Koraidon that gets faked out. They might also go for like a Spirit Break. So I could just Tera just as a defensive measure. And then, how much does Grimmsnarl take from Heat Crash? 100 base? Eh. I'll just Flare Blitz it. and I'll Spore the hands. I'll try, like, I expect to get, like, faked out, and then they either set up a screen or Spirit Break Koraidon. Guess they could also Thunder Wave Koraidon, but they might wait for next turn to do that, since it's presumably going to flinch. Might even be able to protect. Light Screen is an interesting choice against 2 physical attackers, and no Fake Out is also interesting. Grimmsnarl's gone. Like, that's deleted. Goodbye. You're out of here. I don't know what that play was. That play might make sense if you, like, wanted both screens and you were going to Fake Out Koraidon? What? And then here's a Spore. We're actually faster than the Iron Hands. Okay. Brute Bonnet does have a higher base speed than Iron Hands. So that's not insane. Could also be min speed Iron Hands. I don't know what Pokevend got them. Please don't send out a third Pokevend.com. Please. Oh my goodness! Lewis, what is happening? Alright, it's the Charizard I wanted to see, I guess. Oh man. What's the speed on this Bonnet? 75? Yeah, so if they're just neutral hands with no speed investment, we're faster. Yeah. I guess I want to Flare Blitz the hands. Do I want to save Brute Bonnet? I think I do. I'm going to swap into Fluttermane. Fluttermane can take any hit with its Sash. Hands, since they never got Reflect Up, probably goes down to this Flare Blitz. I don't really know my Choice Band Koraidon calcs that well, but it feels like an absolute nuke, so I say this might do it. If there's anything that can one-shot hands neutrally, yeah, it's that. Goodbye, hands. I mean, Pokevend.com. Alright, now Koraidon might go down to a fire move here. Hurricane in the Sun! That was a play. That is certainly a way you could do that. Okay. I'm gonna just Flare Blitz the Haxorus now and Thunder Wave their Charizard so we don't have to worry about speed ties with Ditto later. Hurricane Charizard. I guess they're not a Sun team. To be fair, I set the Sun, not them. I wonder if Flare Blitz can one-shot Haxorus. That would be funny. That would be what you get for using Pokevend.com. Was the Haxorus also named Pokevend.com? No, that's just Haxorus. Haxorus is just Haxorus. And it's Sash Haxorus. Okay, that one's legit. They got that one themselves. They just bought a bunch of them. Oh, it's Dragon Pulse Haxorus. Yeah, what's happening here? What is going on? Are you gonna Hurricane again? Wait, do you not even have solar power? Yeah, there's Hurricane. It hit this time. Did a good chunk of damage. Let me be your Charizard now. Yeah, they don't even have solar power. They're just a Blaze Charizard from Pokevend.com. With Flame Charge, Dragon Claw, Hurricane, Flamethrower? Are you for real? Oh my goodness. I don't even know what to say. This is horrendous. I guess I'll just throw Icy Wind and Flamethrower their Charizard. Alright, here's the Tera, finally. I wonder what they have. Nothing's gonna really get you around when I'm throwing. Fire. Okay, more damage. Probably going for the Flamethrower into Ditto. If I had to guess. Oh, they dodged the Icy Wind. But it's the Charizard that dodges, so Haxorus still goes down. Well, I salute you, Haxorus. You're the only real Pokemon they brought. I don't need the Icy Wind because of the Para, so here's some damage. Handful Para! That was not much damage. That Charizard is pathetic. I guess I'll throw half a hurricane. That sounds fun. 50 accuracy hurricane, go. Yeah! Good job, Ditto. And it does it. Goodbye, Pokeben.com. I said that too many times. This is not an ad. If anything, avoid that site like the plague. What if that is in fact a site, I assume. Lewis, no. And we're back. I'm so glad I was able to get some good matches with this on the casual ladder. My opponents were really playing well, except that one guy. But you know, when you don't train your Pokemon yourself, that's what happens. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed. Make sure you leave a like on this video, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And anyways, I'm Jordy, and alright, peace.